This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, development of technology, that's a good one, that's a good observation. And this is called as a mobile phone. Okay, this is called as a mobile phone, and this is called as a smartphone. Okay, this is the evolution of uh, communication technology at the beginning of not long back. Okay, uh, but but when it comes to technology timeline, it is actually a long back only. Yeah, it is a landline device, landline phone. This was introduced roughly 120 years back. Okay, this is an age-old technology, and there is a big drawback in this technology. Can you tell me what is that? What is the drawback in landline technology? Crosstalk, good. And what else? And I speak
No use of internet.
no use of internet. But later at the beginning of 21st century, a brand new technology was introduced based on landline, which is called as broadband. So okay, I'll accept. Okay, can't hear. Okay, what about now? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
the very big problem with this landline is you can't carry. Exactly, Babu. I really appreciate Babu M. Mr. Babu M. I really appreciate you. That is the answer I'm going to tell. Answer which I'm intended to tell. Portability. Okay, you can't carry this phone wherever you want. Okay, that is a very big drawback with this technology. So humans developed something like this. Okay, this is another type of phone. This is called as mobile phone. Okay, because this allows mobility. You can take this phone and you can move wherever you want. Okay, and again this again there is somewhat more or less similar technology was introduced in this telephone also. It is called as cordless. Again, the cordless has some limited range only. Okay, maybe 10 meters or 20 meters, not more than that. But this has some bigger range. Mobile phone has some bigger range. Okay. Again, there is some problem with this. This is not actually a problem. Chandru, please mute yourself. Okay. So that is not actually a problem. Okay. So what what company thinks is if more features was offered in mobile phone, then more people will start to use phone. That is what they think. So they slowly developed something called as smartphone. Okay, that is what we have in that is what we have today in our hand. Okay, so to make this phone to this phone, okay, there is a lot of technological innovations was happening. Okay, there is a lot of changes was happened in hardware and both in hardware and software. Okay, today we have three major vendors of software, which is Windows Mobile, and the other one is Apple, and the next one is our Android. Okay, Windows and Windows and Apple is proprietary owned. Okay, you can't do any modifications in the operating system. Okay, whatever they give, you have to use it. Okay, you can't customize the operating system. Whereas if you take this thing, Android, you got enormous option to customize. Okay, so we're going to discuss about how Android help us to customize, how Android was developed, how Android was created, why Android was created. All those things we are going to discuss. Okay. Okay. First of all, what is an Android? Okay. Android is Android is commonly referred to operating system, but it is not exactly accurate. Okay. So Android is both operating system and the software stack. Okay. Android, if you take Android operating system is based on Linux operating system. Okay. And again, there is a big difference between Linux running OS. Okay. Again, if you take Android and Linux, there is a huge difference between Android and Linux. Like if you take Unix and Linux, okay, even though we are claiming that Linux is based on Unix, but we cannot claim that Linux is Unix. Unix is different, Linux is different. Okay, Linux is a Unix-like operating system, but not Unix. Likewise, Android is a Linux-like operating system, but not Linux. Okay, please keep that in mind. And the beauty of this Android operating system is it supports mobile devices. Okay, like smartphone, tablet, all those things it will support. On the other hand, the Android is also referred to software stack. Okay, software stack means the operating system and the application framework, the software part of the operator, the software part of Android. Okay, the one which can be customizable. Okay, it was actually this Android was brought and developed by Google. Okay, actually the Android the core idea of Android was actually belongs to a team of 5 people. Okay, later that idea and the company was purchased by Google, and later this Google made an alliance consist of around 80 plus company. Last time when I checked, it consists of 84 companies. Kindly mute yourself. Thank you. If someone mute all, please unmute myself. Okay. Okay. So later it was Google formed an alliance called as Open Handset Alliance, and now the Android operating system and the Android stack is maintained by OHA. Okay, and again, the Android was earlier developed by Java language. Okay, nowadays we have I'm talking about the app. Okay, the Android app was earlier developed using the Java language. Okay, now also we can use Java to develop Android app. But apart from Java language, nowadays we have Dart, Kotlin, and we have a language called as Swift, Objective-C, React Native, and apart from this, there are many other languages available. Even you can use, if you are familiar with Python, there is a library available in Python. Using that, you can develop Android application. Okay. Apart from that, we have MIT app developer kind of things are available. Okay. There is another Android development suite called as Zoho App Creator. That is also an awesome Zoho App Creator. Okay, actually you have to pay for that. That is also an awesome software for creating Android applications. Okay. Okay. So what is Open Handset Alliance? Okay, Open Handset Alliance was formed in November 2007. Okay, actually it is a business alliance. Okay, it is a business alliance which contains many big companies ranging from chip makers, handset manufacturers, software developers, service providers. Okay, all these companies are under this alliance, Open Handset Alliance. Sorry, Open Handset Alliance. Okay. And the main objective of this Open Handset Alliance, OHA, is to develop open source standard provide a good service and to make Android what to say, a famous one. Okay, when this alliance was formed, okay, there was many big giants in the market. Okay, like you people may heard about Symbian operating system. Okay, that was an operating system which was very famous in last decade. Okay, that operating system powers many smartphone during that time. Okay, and this handset, this alliance was formed during when Symbian Mobile was dominating the market, and slowly Android became very famous, and it is available to most of the people. Okay, that is all possible because of this OG chip. Okay, and what are the features of features of Android? Okay, Android is an open source software. So the source is freely available everywhere. So since Android is an open source, you can download the source code of Android and you can customize yourself. Okay, you don't want to depend on some vendors for customizing your operating system, customizing the app. Kindly mute yourself, Kana. Kindly mute yourself. Okay, it is highly customizable since the Android source code is available. You can customize the source code. Okay, you can customize the source code according to your need, and you can release your own operating system, or you can release your own app, or whatever things you need. Okay, if you want to add some extra features in your mobile phone, you can go ahead and download the operating system source code and you can customize it. Okay, and there is a wide range of applications available. Okay, wide range of applications available. There are many application suites available, like Google Play Store. There we got Paytm Store. Okay, there is a App Store which was maintained by Paytm, which is similar to Google. That is what I'm saying. Like that, there are many third-party stores are available. Third-party app stores are available. You can go to those app stores and you can download tons and tons of apps for free of cost. Okay, but also it provides many interesting features, many interesting and advanced features like near field communication, and it is also called as NFC. There are many alternative keyboards are available. You can wonder why I'm mentioning this alternative keyboard. Okay, earlier days, okay, in earlier days, in the beginning of 21st century, in 2000s to 2010, when only we got Symbian mobiles. Okay, Symbian mobiles keyboard is not customizable. Okay, if you want to type in our own mother tongue, it is not possible. If you want to type the message in Tamil or Hindi or Malayalam or Kannada, Telugu or Oriya, Gujarati, Bengali, whatever language, okay, it is not possible in the older version of mobile, which is Symbian mobile. Okay, whereas this Android mobile lets us to customize our own keyboard. Okay, and infrared transmission available, and no touch control is available, which is voice based control is available. You can automate your phone. Custom ROMs are possible. Custom ROM means I think you know what is custom ROM. I don't want to discuss. I don't want to brief you about it. I hope. Okay, there are many options are available in Android. These are all the reasons why we are going for Android. Okay. Okay, and next is history of Android. Okay, initially, okay, let us understand the history of Android in a sequence. Okay, initially, Andy Rubin founded Android Incorporation in California, United States, in October 2003. Okay, the first this gentleman. Okay, this gentleman is Andy Rubin. He founded Android Incorporation in 2003. Okay, And there are four key employees in Android Incorporation. One is Andy Rubin, and this guy is Rich Miller, and this guy is Nixius, and the last guy is Chris White. This guy. Okay, this guy is wearing some coolers, and Andy Rubin is wearing some spectacles. Okay, Andy Rubin, Rich Miner, Nixius, and Chris White. These four people are key people in key employees in Android Incorporation. Okay, and you can wonder why Android. Okay, why Android? Okay, many of you may wonder why Android. Why they chooses Android this particular name. Okay, as I told you already, Andy Rubin founded this company, and Andy Rubin is fond of robots. Okay, he loves robots, and his nickname was Android. Okay, many of his fellow workers will call him as Android. Okay, I hope you people know that robot is called as Android. So his name is since he is fond of robots, he got a nickname Android. So he keep that name as his company name. Okay, that's why his company is called as Android. Okay, and initially when this Android company was founded, okay, they intended to provide service for digital camera. Okay, but within a short time they understood that digital camera got a very short market, very small market. Okay, digital camera was getting famous only during that time. Okay, in the early 2000s. Okay, digital camera was getting famous only during that time, and they came to know that the digital cameras market is very small. So they moved to mobile phone market, and they started to develop Android operating system. Okay, in August 2005, Google acquired this company. Google saw the potential impact of this company in the market. So Google acquired this company for $50 million, just $50 million. You just think, you people remember that WhatsApp was bought for $19,000, around $3 billion. Around $3 billion. And in 2005, Android Incorporation was bought by Google for $50 million, just for $50 million. And now think about the market capital of that company. Okay, it crossed trillions. Okay. Okay, since then it is a subsidiary of Google Incorporation, and in 2007, Google announced that it has developed a operating system called as Android, which is exclusively for mobile. And in 2008, HTC launches first Android mobile. Okay, this is the history of Android from 2008. There is no downfall for Android. Excuse me, audio is a problem. Just a minute. I connect another device. I hope my voice is audible. Guys, I hope my voice is audible now.
वॉइस तो क्लियर आ रहा है सर.
Okay, just a minute, ma'am.
2008, there is no downfall for.
Hello, sir.
Okay, whether my voice is audible now?
They're audible only, sir.
Okay. So starting from 2008, there is no downfall for Android operating system. They controlled they controlled a very huge. They are controlling a very huge market in smartphone. They have around 60% of they have control over 60% of smartphone market in today's time. And next is Android versions. Okay, there is a pattern in this. Okay, you try to find the pattern in this thing. Okay, so the very first version of Android was released in September 2008, and there is no code name for first version. And the next version, Android 1.1, is released in 2009. Again, there is no official code name for this version also, but there is an unofficial code name. It is called as Petit 4. Okay, and the next version of Android 1.5 is released in April 2009, and it is called as Cupcake. Okay, and starting from this version, okay, till version number 9, okay, there is a code name, and usually that code name will be a desert. Okay, next is Cupcake. After Cupcake, they released next version called as Donut, and the version number is 1.6, and they released in September 2009. Okay, next is Eclair, Fryo, gingerbread, honeycomb, ice cream sandwich, jelly bean, Kit Kat, lollipop, marshmallow, nougat, Oreo, pie. Okay, till version number 9, they got code name. Okay, from version number 10, okay, they stopped giving code name. Instead of that, they started to call with Android version itself: Android 10, Android 11, and Android 12. Presently, we are using Android 11. I think most of you will use Android 9, 10, or 11 only. Okay, and Android 12 is yet to be released. It is announced and yet to be released. We are waiting for Android 12. Okay, it will be released in near future. Due to this pandemic, the release is getting late. Okay, is there any pattern in this? Can you identify any pattern in this? Have you identified any pattern in this?
ABCD, like
Yes.
AKLMNO.
Okay, who is talking? Who said that answer? Sridhar, I really appreciate you, Sridhar. That's a very good observation. That is an awesome observation.
Yeah, thank you.
Manoj, that's true, Manoj. Actually, I'm talking about the stable release. That's a good answer. Android 11 is released. The beta version of Android 11 is released in February 2020. I expected this answer. Manoj, I really appreciate you again. Actually, it is the beta version. Okay, beta version is released. Again, I'm talking about the stable release, Kana. Stable release. Okay, stable release will be released after the beta version. Okay, pa. Okay. I appreciate Uma also for good observation. So starting from this version should be named with codename A. This version should be named with codename B. Since they doesn't name these two versions, they started to name from this version: C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. This version should be named with Q. Okay, there are two reasons for not naming this with Q. First one is there is no good desert name. Google found it very hard to found desert name with Q. Okay, and the reason for naming all these versions with desert name is to make this operating system popular. Okay, wow. So just think, you are telling to your friend that your mobile phone is powered with a cupcake. Okay, or you're telling to your friend that your mobile phone is powered with a honeycomb, or an ice cream sandwich, or a Kit Kat, or a lollipop, marshmallow, nougat, Oreo. How your friend will feel? Your friend will be somewhat curious, and your friend will start to inquire about the operating system. Okay, this is called as a soft marketing, soft influencing. Okay, they are influencing you, not directly but indirectly. Okay, they are creating some curiosity among you, and they are making you to buy this Android mobile. Okay, so till 9th version there is no problem with finding names, to buy the mobile phone. Till version 9, till P, there is no problem. And when they started to find name in Q, they found the problem. Okay, they can't found any names with Q, so they stopped naming Android with some desert name, and they stopped giving code name for Android versions. Okay, and they started to name Android with the original version number: Android 10, Android 11, and Android 12. Nowadays it started to boring. Okay. Okay, next is Android architecture. Okay, Android architecture consists of 5 parts. Darshini is claiming that I'm not audible. Guys, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Audible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay. Thank you, dears. Thank you, dears. Darshini, please check your internet connectivity. I think the problem may be with your internet connectivity. Okay. Okay, next is, guys, any doubt till now?
No,
Any
sir.
doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you, guys. Hope my session was interesting till now. I'm not boring you. Hope I'm not boring you till now. Okay.
Yes,
So next
sir.
is
Really interesting.
whether this S is for not boring or boring.
Not boring, sir. It's really interesting, sir.
Not boring, sir.
Okay. Next is architecture of Android. Okay, the architecture of Android or Android software stack. It consists of 5 parts. Okay, I hope you people know what is a layered architecture. You people would have learned about operating system. Okay, so operating system is following something called as layered approach. Okay, this Android architecture also follows a layered architecture. Okay, layer means the core will be covered with a wrapper. That wrapper will be covered with another wrapper. That wrapper is covered with another wrapper. Like this, there will be many layers will be there. Okay, the core of the Android is kernel. Okay, the core of if you take core of any Linux based operating system, the core will be a kernel only. Linux or Unix based operating system. Okay, the core will be a kernel. The kernel will be wrapped with native library. Core will interact with hardware. Okay, the native library will interact with Linux kernel. Okay, then there will be Android runtime which will interact with native library. In turn, it will interact with kernel. The next one is application framework. Then the last one is applications. After this layer, we got users. Okay, wow. So these are all the five important parts in Android architecture: Linux kernel, native library, or it is also called as middleware. Okay, so can you guess what is native library or middleware? You guess. Okay, you can answer me during next slide. Okay, the next one is Android runtime. in application framework, then we got applications. Okay, these are all the 5 parts in Android architecture. Okay. Okay, this is the pictorial representation of what I said in last slide. Okay, first we got kernel. Okay, this kernel consists of the core software for running the operating system. Like it got how to manage the operating system, and it got drivers. Okay, display driver, camera driver, memory driver, Wi-Fi driver, audio driver, whatever driver, okay, needed for running an Android operating system, that will be all those things will be part of this Linux kernel. Okay, after that we got native library. Okay, native library like Surface Manager, media framework, WebKit, SQLite, all these things will be called as native library. Okay, or it is also called as middleware. These libraries are used for interacting with this Linux kernel. Okay, next you got Android runtime. Okay, Android runtime consists of 2 parts. One is called as core library, and the next one is Dalvik virtual machine. Dalvik virtual machine, we got Dalvik. We were using Dalvik virtual machine till Android 4.4. After that, we got the next version of virtual library. Okay, I'll tell you while explaining Android runtime in detail. And the next we got application framework. These the application framework. What are the components in application frameworks? Framework means we got location manager, resource manager, content providers, and database related things, telephone manager, package. All these things will be part of application framework. And above application framework, we got applications like browser. Okay. Or phone book manager, or Google Play Store, okay, or PUBG game, or Clash of Clans game, or whatever game it comes to your mind. All those things will come under library, or it may be a application to maintain documents like OpenOffice or Adobe Acrobat, but all these applications will come under application. Okay, wow. So let us see all these things in detail. Okay, this is somewhat a detailed picture of architecture, and this is somewhat a simplified version of architecture. You got Linux kernel. Above Linux kernel, you got Android runtime, Android library and runtime. Above that, you got application framework, and above that, you got application. Okay, this is somewhat a simplified version of the previous slide. Okay. Okay. So next, let us discuss all these layers in detail. Okay. First, let us discuss about Linux kernel. Okay, Linux kernel. Okay, this is the base version of Linux. Okay, this is the core of Linux operating system. Okay, this is the software part which interacts with hardware, your mobile hardware. Okay, this is optimized to run on mobile phone. Okay, you people know that Linux is actually designed to run in computers and supercomputers, in PCs and supercomputers. Okay, and the beauty of Linux operating system is it is open source. Okay, that open source gives upper hand. Okay, when it comes to designing an operating system for mobile. Okay, and the previous versions of operating system like Symbian operating system or Windows operating system, they developed the operating system from scratch. Okay, but it doesn't apply for Windows operating system, but because they customized the existing version of Windows for this thing, what is that, mobile phone. Okay, they customized by seeing Android only. Okay, because you people know that this Android project was started in 2005 itself. Okay. Okay. This Linux kernel consists of device drivers like audio driver, camera driver, display driver, keypad driver, power management driver, Wi-Fi. All those drivers will be part of this Linux kernel. Okay. So all these things will be part of Linux kernel. Okay. The next part is native library. Okay. Native library will give native library all the basic features of all the fundamental features of the the mobile will be offered by this native library, like the basic graphics, database encryption, media support, and support for database. All these things will be all these things will be offered by native library. Okay, usually this native library is customizable. Okay, the vendors will provide their own library. That is why you can see that one mobile will support some features. Okay, some other mobile will not support those features. Okay, so maybe some mobile will support some selective feature, like say it got some, let us assume it supports some 3D feature. Okay, maybe another mobile will not support 3D feature because the vendor disabled the 3D feature, or the vendor doesn't offer the 3D feature for the mobile phone, that mobile phone. Okay, so again, this is customizable, and the vendor will provide the library. Okay, I'm telling something called as vendor. Now, what is vendor? Who is vendor? Who is vendor? This guy. Who is this vendor? Yes. Who is this vendor?
Seller.
Seller. Good. Seller. Seller. It is somewhat true.
Manufacturer.
Yeah, manufacturer. That is the answer.
Company offering a person or a company offering something for sale.
Okay, it is not exactly Devika. You are partially correct, but someone already told the answer. A person or a
Manufacturer.
company. Yeah, exactly. Sanjay, I really appreciate you, Sanjay. Yeah,
It means a
Thank you, sir.
sale, especially or a property, especially of property.
okay. Okay, I appreciate you, Devika. I appreciate. Okay, I already got some reply from reply in chat window also. I appreciate Manoj Kumar. Manoj Kumar, it is not mobile.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Manoj Kumar, Srikanth, Kali Raj, Deeksha, Likit, and Charan Raj. It is not exactly salesperson. It is someone who manufacture the hardware. Okay, someone who manufacture the phone, a company or a person. Okay, usually a company. I think an individual cannot manufacture all those components in a mobile phone. A single person, it is somewhat hard for a single person to manufacture. So it may be a company who manufacture the mobile phone. Okay, so we cannot say we cannot call Amazon as vendor. Okay, because they are only selling the mobile phone, they are not manufacturing the mobile phone. Whereas we can call Apple or OnePlus or Realme or Oppo as manufacturer. No. Seller is not a vendor, man. Manufacturer is called as vendor. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Next one is Android runtime. Okay. Android runtime. Okay. This is the part where all the applications will run. Okay. It consists of two parts. One is core library and Darvik virtual machine. Okay. Darvik virtual machine. We have Darvik virtual machine. There is a separate slide for Darvik virtual machine. Okay, Darvik virtual machine is responsible for running Android application. Okay, Darvik virtual machine is similar to JVM, Java virtual machine. Okay, of a mobile phone. Can anyone tell me what is JVM? Java virtual machine. JVM. Okay, I appreciate Mahbub and
Enables.
Pranesh. Devika, please.
It is a machine. It enables to computer to run Java program as a well programs. I think.
Okay.
Sir.
Okay, that's a good guess. It is used to compile. I appreciate you, Manoj. Can you be more specific whether it is part of Tata? Whether it is part of your company or sorry, whether it is part of your computer or whether it is part of the software, whether it is a hardware or software, JVM.
Sir, software, sir.
That's a good good answer. Who answered now?
Sir, Abhishek, sir.
Abhishek, I really appreciate you, Abhishek. Manoj Kumar is saying that it is software. Vishnu Priya is saying C. Vasunthra Kumari is saying that it is a software. That's a good guess. Mehboob is, that's an awesome answer. Mehboob, JVM is part of Java runtime environment. Okay, that is an awesome answer. Mehboob, that is the answer I'm expecting. I really appreciate you. Devika is saying that it is runtime Java programming. Others is saying that software. Again, I really appreciate kids. It is actually a software part. It is used to compile, okay, software Java to bytecode. Okay, it is not hardware. Okay, it is actually part of Java runtime environment. JRE, it is part of JRE. It is again a software. It is used to convert Java source code into bytecode. Okay. Likewise, we got something called as DVM, Dalvik Virtual Machine. Okay, this was developed in the early version of Android, and it powers and it was part of Android till version 4.4. Okay, and the beauty of this is it consumes a very low resource. Okay, very small amount of resource, and it gives a very good performance. Okay, and till 4.4 version, till the code name KitKat, we got this DVM. After that, we move to Android runtime, which is called as ART. Okay, Android runtime. Okay, I appreciate Ranjita, Priyanka Kumari, Deeksha, Vishnu Priya, Priyanka Kumari, and others for answering. And Vishnu Priya saying, okay, sir, okay. So Dalvik is succeeded by Android runtime or ART. Okay, wow. Any doubt in this? Actually, I forgot to say that it is introduced by OHA. Okay, it is introduced by OHA, and starting from this version, Lollipop. Okay, in year 2014, they introduced Android runtime, ART. Okay, wow. Okay, any doubt? Yeah. Now after 4.4. Okay, so any doubt till this line?
Sir. No, sir.
Okay, Srikanth. Thank you, Srikanth Acharya. Okay. The next is application framework. Okay, next is application framework. The application framework is the framework which is necessary for running your application, like location manager or telephone directory manager or activity manager. Why C program is not used in Android? I'll tell you. Vishnu Priya, I'll tell you at the end of my presentation. Let me complete my presentation and answer your question. That's a very interesting question. We are thinking that C is not used in Android, but it is not true. Okay, we are using C. I'll tell you. Wait. Okay. So this application framework consists of all these things: location manager, resource manager, telephone directory, activity manager. All these things will be part of application framework. This application framework will be used by application, okay, which is the next layer. Okay, this is the last and final layer. Android apps. Okay, application. It may be a browser, or it may be a game like PUBG or Clash of Clans or Candy Crush, or there are many games are available, but I'm not playing many games. I know only to play Clash of Clans. I hope you people know what is Clash of Clans. It is a very old game, okay, but it is alive till now. Okay, I played PUBG long back. Unfortunately, it is banned. I stopped playing PUBG. Okay, like this. Okay, there are many apps available. You know, Sibo, great. Okay, like this, there are many apps available. There are many apps available in store. and we can also develop our own version of app. Okay, many people developed app yesterday. Okay, all those things can be installed in your mobile. Okay, all those apps will be part of fifth layer of Android. Okay, wow. Okay. Any doubt till now? Yes, I will share the PPT in Google Classroom, and also uh, we will share also this recording in Google Classroom. Don't worry. Okay. Okay. Vishnu Priya, let me answer to the question raised by Vishnu Priya. Vishnu Priya asked me that why C is not used in Android. Actually, we are using C in Android. Okay, we are using C for developing Android operating system. Okay, and we got something called as whether I'm not sure whether you have noticed it or not. I have mentioned the version of C in the earlier version. We got something called as Objective C. Okay, using this Objective C also we can develop Android apps. Okay,
Okay, sir.
okay.
Thanks, sir.
It is actually a myth that we are not using C for developing Android. Okay, we are actually using C for developing the kernel of Android operating system. Okay, C
Okay,
is
sir.
actually
Thanks,
a C is actually a unavoidable part of any application. Okay, if you take an operating system, or if you take a system software, or you can take a compiler, or you can take you can even take, if you want to design another language. Okay, if you want to
Okay,
design
sir.
a new language, okay, you need another language support for developing that language. Okay, you can take
Okay.
Python. Okay, uh, can anyone tell me what is the language used for developing Python? Python is a language. What is the
Java.
language used for developing Python? Exactly, C.
Java.
C and Java. C and Java. Okay. Why C? Why Java? Just a minute. Let me freeze here. Petabyte language. Okay, there is something called as petabyte language. Okay. Okay. If you're going to design a supercomputer, okay, what are the things needed for designing a supercomputer? There are two main things needed. One is hardware, the other one is software. Okay, if you need a very fast hardware, we need a hardware which computes in a very high speed. Okay, you need a hardware. At the same time, you need a software which manages all those computing. Okay, so there are only very limited language qualify for doing this task. Okay, one of the language is C. Okay, C is a programming language. Java is an object-oriented programming language. Yes, Java is an object-oriented programming language, but there is a small drawback in Java. Java is not fast as much as C. Okay, there are only very few languages which supports petabyte processing. Okay, and one among those languages C, the other one is C++, and there are two or three more languages available. I give it as a homework to you. Try to find what are all the other petabyte programming languages. Petabyte programming languages. Okay, petabyte means 100 terabytes. Okay, 100 terabytes of calculation can be done in a second. Okay, 1024. Yeah, exactly. So just a small homework to you. I mentioned 2 petabyte languages, C and C++. Apart from these two languages, there are 2 or 3 more languages available. One is a very new, very young language. It was introduced. The language was developed and introduced just 6 years back. 2015, the language was introduced. Okay. Apart from that language, there is one more language. It is a very old language. We are using that language for more than 40 decades. More than 40 years, 4 decades. We are using that language for more than 4 decades. There's another language available. Okay. You just find what all those 2 language, and you can either tell me tomorrow or you can post it in WhatsApp group. Okay. Okay. So this is an interesting cartoon I saw in internet. Okay. The reason for buying Android mobile. Okay. There are many reasons, like the user interface is customizable. There is a value for money. There are tons and tons of free apps available. There are free pirated apps is also available. Okay. There are many reasons for buying Android. Okay. This is just for fun. Okay. Don't take it seriously. iPhone users, don't take it seriously. Don't come to fight with me. This is just a fun. Okay. And if you ask people why they buy iPhone, they say that it is iPhone. Okay. Just because the brand name is influencing. Yes.
Backside the phone, sir.
Yes.
Just logo placed backside that phone.
Oh my God. Sorry, I forgot to uh, switch on the display. I'm sorry. Okay. So this is a funny cartoon I found in the internet. Okay. If you ask why people buy Android mobile phone, Android based phone, they will tell many reasons, like user interface is customizable, there is value for money, there is tons and tons of free apps available, there is free pirated apps is available. There are many, apart from this, there are many reasons. Okay. And if you ask people why they buy iPhone, they say it's iPhone. Okay. That is the brand impact. Okay. That is the impact created by Apple upon people. Only for privacy and security. Yes, that's a good reason for why I'm moving for iPhone. But there is a get to know. Huh? Simple backside of mobile. That is also a funny reply. Just for brand names or symbol for backside, only for privacy and security. That's it. Okay. Any questions apart from what we have discussed? Any questions from my presentation, guys? These are all the references I used for creating this PPT. And I also Google for pictures. Okay. I took some pictures from Google. I hope those pictures make my PPT somewhat interesting. Like this picture, all these pictures make my PPT somewhat interesting, and I thank Google for that. Okay. Any doubt, guys, for making these? Okay. Okay. With this slide, I rest my case, and I invite Mr. Anand Raj sir to continue the presentation, to start his presentation. Thank you very much for listening to my lengthy presentation. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Good morning,
Thank you,
all of
sir.
you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning, all of you. My screen is visible for you. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
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 Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you all. Okay, so I planned
Good morning, sir.
two class. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Two application, but today there's no time. But I'll will work on only one application. So the first application, okay, it's a simple calculator. Okay, some you time permits, you can design a second double generator application. Otherwise, we'll see in our next class. Okay. Okay. So first thing, you know very well how to open the MIT App Inventor. You guys little bit aware about the MIT App Inventor. Have you tried the application? So many of them tried yesterday. They posted images also. Good. Okay, so today we are going to design a simple calculator. Okay, so in simple calculator means I'll open the inbox. Okay, okay. So how we are going to design a calculator means we need two text box. Yes or no? We are going to for giving the inputs. We are going to use two input like this. We are going to design. Is it visible for you? Okay. So there are two text box. One is for first number, another for input for a next number. Okay. So we need four buttons. One is for addition, another is for subtraction, another one is for multiplication, and then division. Okay. And then you can add for result purpose, we are going to use one label. Okay. Okay, we are going to use how many components? We are going to use three type of components. One is a text box, another one is a button, another one is label. Okay, so label is mainly used to display the information. Text box mainly used to get the input from the user via keyboard or mouse. Okay, so that way. And then we are using a button. Okay, so when the user click the button, we are going to write the code. So based upon the event, we are going to write the code. This is the design part we are going to do in MIT App Inventor. Okay, this is the screen. You know very well how to open. So maybe click start new projects. It will show like this. Okay, so first we need to add a component. Which component? I'm going to add two text box in left side in user interface. You can see all the components. Okay. I'm going to use text box. Just to click it and then drag it here. You can see, and then right side, click it. You can change the properties. If you want to change the color, background color, and then if you want to change the font size, I want to change the font size. Maybe I need 20. Okay, and then height and then width I want to change. Height maybe automatic, it's okay, but with this I need to fill the so it's completely occupy the entire screen. Okay, if you width, click fill parent. If you choose this property, that component will occupy the entire workspace. Okay, that's why I choose. Okay, this is the text box one. Next, I'm going to add another text box. You can write you can get two numbers here itself. It's not a problem, but for your purpose, your easy purpose only, I'm going to add another text box. Just click it, drag it, and then drop it here. Okay, again change the property for this. You can change the font size and right side. For a second, you can select the component from the component block. Okay, it's component 20. The size will be 20. Okay, and then you can change the colors. If you want to give the hint for the user, maybe enter the first number, enter the second number, like that. You need to give a hint. You can give the hint here. Okay, if you no need for a hint, you can just okay. Yes, so change the width. Okay, so you need to change okay in so in width need to select the okay Okay, so in may receive text values and then alphanumeric values also it may receives, but you need to receive the property. You need to set the properties text box. So can set numbers to only text to just to change numbers only. Okay, so that's why it will receive only the maybe the user type the number input from the user. Okay, if your alphabet means it will show there. Okay, so in text one also you need to change numbers only. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so but okay, so from uh, you need to add a you need to button means before adding the button you need a layout. Okay, so the components horizontal or vertical means you need horizontal or vertical layouts. Okay, so layouts mainly used to arrange the component maybe horizontal or vertical. Left side can say layout. Many available horizontal arrangement, horizontal scroll in horizontal scroll arrangements. Arrangement we see YouTube. So okay, so YouTube. Okay, so vertical arrangements, Gmail. Okay, so left side you can see all the inboxes and then right side contacts and then other things also it will display like this. The vertical arrangements is called and then vertical scroll arrangements called Gmail. Okay, so we are going to use horizontal arrangement. Just to click it, drop it here. Okay, drop it here, and then you need to change the property for this. Select horizontal arrangement. Okay, and then you can choose height based upon the component. It will change the size based upon the component. This horizontal layout will change the maybe if you are going to add 3 button means based on the size it will change the size. But width we need to change the size means it I'm going to occupy the entire workspace. Okay. Uh, in this add up buttons we need we are going to do a 4 operations. So we need 4. Okay, click a button and then drop it here. Okay, change the properties for a button. Button sizes maybe 15 and then font fold. And then if you add any icon you can use it. Okay, so it's not a problem. If you need a plus symbol or other symbols, if you want to add you can use images also, but I'm not going to use icons. I don't have time. That's right. Okay, so I'm going to use just add. Okay, you can use symbol also. It's not a problem. Instead of okay, so it's not a problem. Okay, if you want to change the color, you can change the color also. I'm going to change white text color and then foreground color is blooming. You can change it. Okay, it maybe it looks like a professional. Okay, so I'm going to add a. Okay, so this is okay now. I'm going to change the rename because I'm going to add a 4 buttons. To avoid this confusion, I need to change the rename the button. Okay, click it, rename the button name as add. Okay. Okay, so now it will be used for the coding purpose. That's why I changed the component name now. Okay, so this is the way. Okay, so next I'm going to add another button. Just drag it and then drop it here now. Okay, I can change the button now. Sorry, change the colors. I'm going to use yellow. Text colors maybe black. Okay, so black font bold and then size. You can change the size 15 and then you can change the text. Okay, so just to give a subtract shortly I mentioned start. Okay, I'll end perfectly. I'm going to add another button. Okay, so before that I need to rename this button. Just click it, rename it, click.
Sir, உங்க voice கேக்கல sir.
It's audible now. I'm audible. Now
Yes, sir.
check.
A little bit louder, sir. Can't hear properly.
Okay. So now audible. It's okay. It's audible. Okay.
Sir.
So next, if you see the two button, you can go to a next button. Just click the button and then drag it and then drop it here. The same thing can continue here also. You can change the color. I'm going to add a magenta and then a text for foreground colors. I can use white. White may be good. Font bold. And then font sizes, I'm going to change 15. Okay. And then change the content. I'm going to use multiplication. That's why I used 1. Okay. Clear? Okay. So, yes, it's arranged now. Okay. Clear? Okay. So, I need to change the button name. Just click the button on and then rename it. Name called multiplication. That's why mul. Okay. So next I'm going to add another button, division. Okay. So just to change the color, you can choose any color. Okay, I'll use green and then change the font size 15 and then font bold. Okay, and then text screen division. Okay. So div, I'm going to use shortly. I'll use a div, and then text color maybe green. No, so you can give red. It will be okay. Okay. So next, okay. So and then you can use. Okay. So if you want to change the shape, you can change the shape also. It's a rounded and then rectangular and then oval means you can change the. You can see the option. The button shape will be changed now. Okay. Clear? Okay, so in horizontal alignment, you just align, check the properties center. Now the button will be center now. Okay, so we are getting an input 1, input 2. Okay, so we are doing the operation add, subtraction, then multiplication, division. It's not a problem. Then I need to display the results. So if I want to display the results, I need one label. Okay, so I'm getting the label and then drop it here. Okay, and label, I'm changing the font fold and then values 25. I'm giving the sizes 25. Height, width is full parent, and then alignment, text alignment will be center now. Okay, if you need change the color of the result means you can change it like this. It's not a problem, but initially it's a label, but initially you can give 0. Okay. Our work is over. If you need maybe any title for this slide means you can just use the another label for title purpose. I'm just adding the 25 font fold and then width full parent, click it and then my Calci app. Okay. Okay, and then center alignment, you can change the text colors. Maybe if you need a red, okay, somewhat, okay. And then background color, you can change the background color gray like this. Okay, so it will be good for us. Okay, so my designing part is over. Okay, so I need to write a code for this. So you know very well, we can go to the left side. You can see blocks. Just click the blocks. Any doubt in this designing part? Any doubt in this designing part? So you can add a label also. Okay, so enter the first number, enter the second number label also for respective text box, you can add it. It's not a problem. So designing part, you can add it for based upon your creativity. You can add it. You can design it. It's not a problem. Okay. Okay. Any doubt on this? I'm audible. I hope I'm audible. Yes. Okay. So next, we are going to add a code for this. Okay. So. Okay, so whenever you are going to use addition, subtraction, and then multiplication application, you need a variable. Yes, yes or no? In your C program, if you are going to write a code, means if you are going to add a two variable values, you need to store the values in another variable. Yes or no? Okay, so you need to declare the variable in global. So how to declare a variable in a global in MIT App Inventor means in website you can see many control and then logic, math, and then many blocks are available. You can see the variable. Okay, you can see the variable. Click the variable. You can see if you want to declare a variable in a global. Global means you can access the entire application. That's why you declare the variable in a global. So here I need to store the result. Okay, so I have received the values, one value and then first number and then second number from the text box. It's not a problem. And then I'm going to do a sum operation, maybe add, subtract, and then multiplication. And then I need to display the values. Before that, I need to store the values from one variable. No, so I need to declare the variable. How to declare a variable in MIT App Inventor? You can use initialize global. Just to drag and then drop it here. You can change the variable name. Okay, so I'm going to give a variable name called result. Okay. Okay. So first, initially, the result value is what is the initial value before doing the operation? What is the initial value? What is the calcium initial value? The value should be 0. Okay, I need to set the zeros values. You can see. Just drag it and then drop it here. Okay, so I declare a variable. The variable name is called in result. You can access anywhere in this application. Okay, so result value is now 0. Okay, next I need to write a code for a button. Okay, so I have for button. If I'm going, okay, so add means click the add button. What will happen? What the event add text one values and then text two store into a result. Okay, then we are going to display the result into a label. Okay, so which label we are designing? Okay, the add button. You can see add button. When I click add button, and I click add button. Okay. 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 So when I click add button, so if you want to assign the values for in results in the, if you are declaring variable, no. Okay, so if you are retrieving the values from variable values, means you can use get. If you are going to assign a values for variable inside the application, you use set. Okay, you are getting the values from the variable means you can use get. You are going to assign values into a variable means you can use set. So you must understand the get and set difference here. Okay, then only you can use the assign and then get the values from the variable. Okay, so just to click it. Okay, just to click it. We are going to assign the values. That's why I'm going to use set function. Set global result to. I'm going to add a two text box values. Okay, you can see math function. I'm going to use add. Okay, I need to add a text one values. Text one dot text. First click the text. You can see text one dot many functions available. You can just use set on dot. You can change this text. Okay, so first values I have received here. I'm going to add a second values. Okay, so click the text box 2. You can see the text box in left side text box 2 and then add it here. Okay, so now I have received the text one values, text two values, added and then stored into a result. Okay, so what's the next work? What's the next work? I need to display the result. No. So where I'm going to display the results, I have label 1. Okay. So in label 1, I need to display the values. So I have label 1. Okay. So in this label, I need to set the label values. Label 1 dot text. Set label 1 dot text. Search it. Okay, just drag it and then drop it. We'll change it. Set label 1 text and change it. Okay, which values? The values where it's so stored. The values stored in a result. Okay, we need to get the values from the variable. Means what function we are going to use? We are going to use get. Okay, just click drag a get and then store it. Now it's okay. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh. Yeah, my laptop is okay, very good. Okay. Okay, so I completed the first one. It's not a problem. Okay, this is the way you can add a code for a subtract and then multiplication and then division. Okay, then you can run the code. It will be work. Okay, so yesterday like that. Power shutdown. Like, sorry to say. Okay. Okay. So any doubt in this? Any doubt? I'll share the entire code. Okay, so don't worry. I'll share. This is the way you can design your application and then you can add a code. I have a code for addition button. You can add a code for and then division. It's an app. Okay. So every code is same. There's no need to change inside the code. You need to add a block for a subtract and then multiplication division. Okay, I'll share the entire code to you. Don't worry. Okay. So any doubt means you can ask me. My laptop is shut down now. I'm not. That's the problem. Power shutdown here. Okay. Any doubts? I'm audible. I hope I'm audible.
No, sir.
No doubt or I'm not audible.
So you are audible.
So I'll share the. Yes. Okay. Sorry for the. So I'll share the full coding to you. Don't worry. Okay. The same coding you need to type subtract and then multiplication and then division. Okay. Okay. So completed. Maybe if you have any doubt, you can directly text me. I'll explain all those things. Okay. Complete it and then post your screen. Complete the application, execute it, and then post your screen in a WhatsApp group. And then we are going to post this recording and then materials and then quizzes. Today quizzes also will posted in Google Classroom. Attend it. Okay, so it will be useful for you. You can check your knowledge also. Okay, maybe if you have any doubt, you can text in a WhatsApp group. Otherwise, you can text me personally. Okay. Okay. Thank you. And then submit your feedback form. Submit your attendance form, and then you can give your feedback also here itself. Okay. You can give feedback in a WhatsApp group. Maybe. Okay. We can see in the field generator in tomorrow classes. Okay. So today is not possible. Okay. Thank you. And if you complete the feedback, you can end the session. Okay.
I have posted the PPT in Google Classroom. You can access my PPT in Google Classroom. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you, Anand sir.
Thank you, sir. Shortness link we have shared in the chat box itself. You can just type, say, enter your attendance and then feedbacks, and then you can give a feedback in our WhatsApp group also. It's not a problem. Okay. Thank you, all of you.